Hi there. Today we're going to do the second part of the DVD teardown, and so without further ado, let's get directly to the bench and get on with it. Okay, let's have a look here. Ignore these wires. These were leftovers from something I did in between. Just didn't pan out. This, I said before, it was a modulator of some kind, but no. Could be farther from the truth. It's actually an FM receiver. So anyway, I pull this out, and I will show some close-up pictures of it. Okay. And get the one out. Okay, so anyway, we have the main board here. This is a frequency synthesizer PLL, and this is an actual tuner chip. This one I have the datasheet. This one I cannot find it anywhere. It's a Sanyo KS0302, and apparently it's very popular in a lot of Samsung devices. I can't get the lid off this one right now, but I do have a picture of it, which I'll put up. But yeah, but this is just an FM receiver module, and down here we have the pinout for it. I have the data lines tapped, and I tried to tap it as best as I could with my logic analyzer, and I got some data from it, but because I can't do too much because I don't have a remote control for this device, I could only like select a couple of radio channels on it, and I couldn't figure the pattern out because I don't have the data sheet for the radio chip. So unfortunately, that's a dead end. That would have been nice. But if we do find a data sheet or more information on this module in the future, I will definitely have a go, because it's data in, data out, clock, chip enable, left and right out with a ground, and it's got two lines. One says FM and one says stereo. I'm assuming FM goes one says tuned, and the other says stereo or ST. I'm assuming the tuned goes high or low when it's finally tuned to allow it to output the audio, and the ST means it's a stereo signal coming in, so it tells it to amplifying stereo instead of just mono. But pure speculations. Anyway, back onto the main thing. Yes, in my last teardown, the last video for this, I said the power wasn't labelled, which I did actually add into the video that it is. So it's like down here. So anyway, alright, let's get rid of these, get rid of the cables I can. Now this here, this is that's just the optical out, and this looks like a Hall effect sensor, and it's right by these, so I'm not sure if it's something to do with the audio amplifier, but it may be. A rattling going on in there. Right. But yeah, that's definitely the amplifier section, because along here, along here it says main and amp, so this is definitely the amplifier section. Alright. I'm going to put this board here a minute. I'm going to take the power supply out. I haven't had this thing turned on in a couple of days now, so. Oop, fell out. Alright. Okay, this is the power supply. And now I gotta prise it out. One over there. There we go. It's very nicely labelled. So you got input, primary, secondary. I'll get a good picture of this, put it on the screen. Very nice, as a plus and minus 12 volts, 5.6 volts, 5 volts, 3.3 volts and 5 volts, so 8 volts as well. So that would be quite useful. Alright, I'm going to put it back in here for now. Yeah, that may become in use in the future, that's good. Okay, so let's go back to the main board. Okay, let's get this heatsink off of the amplifiers. Messy, whatever it is. Smell a big buffer. Okay, so those are the amplifiers. TAS 5142. I will bring up information on the screen now because I haven't searched the information on that yet because we've only just learnt about it. Okay, so let's see. Those two are here are the tabs for the heatsink for the processor. So, woohoo! Heatsink falling off. Okay. Well, I can see through the compound. It says ESS. ESS Phoenix. Lead free. Yeah. So that's the main chip right there. See if I can get it to the camera. I'll definitely be putting a high resolution picture on there so you can see it, as long as some details. So I said in the last video that this may be an adapter socket. It work as an adapter socket, so you can put them in. I was thinking if there's enough pins, it says 36. If I cut that out, maybe I can stick it in my my chip programmer and try and read that. So I think that may be something I'll have a go at. Anyway, I will clean up a little bit and get the heat gun ready. Okay, it's at heat now, and so let's have a look, see what we can get from So upon tearing everything down, I did realise that I got one board that I didn't show. Well, I'll show a high res of that instead, which has a USB socket and 2 stereo jacks. Not much interesting, but it's part of it. So okay, anyway, let's analyse what the interesting stuff I've got off this board is. Okay, so I cut out the bit of board and the chip, and then I added some legs to it. I stuck it in my chip reader. Just bloody focusing's out a bit. Oop, it's unplugged. And little chip reader. And I had trouble with it, so I'm not sure if the adapter that usually goes on that I selected has a different wiring, or it's just probably not wired right. Ah well, I'd have to do a bit more investigation in that. That's a separate thing. Anyway, okay. Let me bring up the picture of the chips. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this. Okay. Oop. Right. So these chips basically we went through already. Those two I haven't yet, which I will talk to you about. Right. Let's see. Now these are regulators. 1117. The regulators. I'm pretty sure they might be 3.3 volts, but I could be wrong. This one looks like a 3.3 volt regulator. 27 megahertz crystal. Okay, this and this appear to be like generic op amps. This is a hex inverter chip. 74HCU04. These this H74HCT245, and this is the 74LCX244. They're both buffer chips. One of them is bidirectional. I can't remember which is which. I think the 245 is bidirectional. So those are buffer chips. Now this chip here, WM87. Anyway, I have the datasheet up right here. Ooh, let's get rid of that so we can see it better. Right, that's 24-bit, 96 kilohertz ADC with 4-channel input multiplexer. So this will be for taking an auxiliary input, I suppose, or it's probably a way of digitizing the radio. But this is specifically designed for audio. It's not a bad looking chip. Yeah. So it seems pretty decent. Okay. Now these are EEPROMs, electrically erasable programmable ROMs. One of them had gibberish I couldn't understand in it, and the other one has some numbers, but it just says theatre. So I don't know what that's from, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now we move on to these. The amplifiers. They're upside down on here for some reason. I mustn't have put them on right. Okay. So these are the TAS 5142s, and it's a stereo digital amplifier, so it's Class D. And here's the specifications for it: 2 times 100 watt for 4 ohm. Unfortunately, I don't recall all my impedance stuff from college. Unfortunately, analog's not really my thing. But it requires 2 power supplies, see, 12 volts and 32 volts, which we see on the power supply itself. But seems to be a fairly decent DVD receiver, so it is being used for what it's supposed to be for. As you can see, they have nice big heat sink on the top to keep them going, and Let's see, do these have 4 channels or does just 2? No, they have 4 channels, so there's 2 of them, so 8 channels, unless well, it's a surround sound system, so yeah, obviously it need more than 4 channels. But I could probably reuse them and make an amplifier if I really wanted to. I'm not really into that kind of thing, but I will keep them around just in case. Yeah. But anyway, apart from that, I did get a few surface mount caps. I mainly took them off because I didn't want them popping on me while I was taking other stuff off. But yeah, you can tell these are the bad ones. Starting to tent really badly, and you can see on the inside of the shielding of the DVD player itself that they'd actually burst and split the load out. So yeah, so those are today's gains from the board. Now, I did leave a fair bit on there, but they were not interested. You can see where I cut out. I used a nibbler to nibble out that bit of board. Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, and next video I'll have a play with the screen. Yeah, we'll have a play with this. We'll try and get it displaying stuff with the Arduino. So it looks like it'll be fun. Although I am tempted to take them off and try some 7-segment displays of it. And I would like to eventually get this thing up and running. It's an AH40-00107A, and this is a common common receiver in a lot of Samsung devices. One website said it's worth $10.70 to buy as a replacement, so I don't know. But I would like to get it going. Maybe pair it with those amplifiers and have myself a radio. But anyway, I shall leave it there, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like what I do, please consider supporting this channel by becoming a Patreon. You'll see a link below in the description. Thank you very much, and goodbye again.